Yes, welcome back to the C Morning Show. Still with us on C today for our second talk show of the morning. And today we commemorate May the 2nd, which is World Tuna Day. Now, it is an observance aiming to raise awareness about the importance of conservation management to ensure that we have systems in place to prevent tuna stocks from crashing.
World Tuna Day has been described as an opportunity to raise awareness about the pressing issue of overfishing and the need for international cooperation to address this global problem. It also serves as a reminder of the importance of sustainable fisheries management practices and the need to reduce bycatch and incidental catches of unwanted species.
This year's theme is Advancing Blue Transformation, Sustainable Development, and Innovation through the Global Tuna Industry. The event aims to celebrate vital oceanic creatures and urge sustainable fishing to safeguard tuna and marine life.
And as reported by the Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries, Indonesia's tuna production share has reached 15%, or approximately 360,000 tons per year. This number makes Indonesia the world's largest tuna producer, above the Philippines at 7.3%, and Vietnam at 6.6%, and Ecuador at 6.1%. The dominant tuna species producer here includes skipjacks and yellowfins. And since today is World Tuna Day, we're going to talk more about sustaining this vital marine resource with Indonesia Tuna Consortium Strategic Lead Thilma Komaling,
as well as Harta Samudra Director and Indonesian Pole and Line and Handline Fishing Association Vice Chairman Robert Tjoanda. Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
Thank you
Good morning.
for being here.
All right, so let's start with Thilma.
Yes.
Welcome to the program and happy World Tuna Day.
Happy World Tuna Day.
So the 2024 World Tuna Day theme this year is Advancing Blue Transformation, Sustainable Development, and Innovation through the Global Tuna Industry. Now, can you elaborate a little bit on tuna conservation these days?
Right. Thank you so much, Paul, for the the openings and also a bit to give context on World Tuna Day. Just to give you a couple of overview, I think tuna, as you mentioned already, that in the data, Indonesia produced around 12 million tons, like almost per year. So it's abundance resources that we have. But then we have we also have, because this is like a high migratory species, so it is not only Indonesia who actually manage the whole the species,
right.
Because it's kind of like it needs also the regional cooperation. So Indonesia is part of the, at least we have 3 RFMO, Regional Fisheries Management Office. One is in Indian Ocean, and the second is on the WSPFC. This is on the Asia Pacific. The second is on the Inter-American. So like on the also on the transaction or the the market for America. So on that case. Conservation for Indonesia is vital because we have in one of the area of FMA, fishery management areas in Indonesia, is the spawning ground of tuna. That means, but I think Robert knows like the exact details. It can be like 1 of 6 tuna that's fishing around the world is from Indonesia. Oh. So that's how vital it is.
Right.
And so in terms of conservation, we have already developed, and I can report you by, proudly, last year we worked with the government of Indonesia on the Fish Resources Directorate to launch the, I should say it's like the sustainable protocol document. Okay. It's called Harvest Strategy. And all of it is adopted with to like a couple of countries working together for management to manage this.
And these are our neighbors, basically.
Yes,
right?
Our neighbors. And then this harvest strategy, specifically the one that Tuna Consortium is working, is on the spawning ground area, which is in the eastern part. If you know that the abundance is coming from there, and that's also where Robert also come in place. So the conservation is now going on in terms of the policy-based. And then it has been launched last year. And this year is like the real deal, It's
this
like
is when it's going to happen.
Yes.
Okay.
And this area, within this area, we call it Indonesian archipelagic waters. In this area, we have 18 provinces. And with this vast, these wide areas of management, so there's a lot of coordination needed.
Of course.
And it's not only the coordination, we also need the demand of it. That's why then we are here to like open an awareness for Indonesians to eat more tuna, domestic, local tuna.
I'm doing my part.
The local tuna. And then we are going to also explain a bit on the certification part. So when you taste the tuna, I'm hoping that you can also taste the sustainability in the tuna. Because 90% of the fishers in Indonesia is actually small scale. So you see the social impact on this work.
Okay.
So it's not only the food, but it's also like the ecology part.
Entire infrastructure of it.
Yes.
Wow, Thilma, and so you mentioned the importance and how vital it is to keep the tuna conservation. And one of 6 tuna globally actually swims in Indonesia. I did not know that. That's very interesting.
Indonesia.
From Indonesia,
Yes.
yeah. And so with such a huge number, how significant, and I'll ask Robert this, how significant is the potential production of tuna domestically, but as well as internationally? And which regions are major production centers?
Thank you. We are very lucky that Indonesia are in the strategic location. Our ocean is very healthy. And Indonesia, and everywhere we have tuna. And from the west, central, and the east. But for us, we are focusing on the east side of Indonesia, especially on Maluku and North Maluku. We like to go near to the source, so we get more fresh and better quality of the tuna. So currently we have 4 factory, all we build in the small islands, so we can get very close to the fishermen.
Yeah.
We work with the local community, small-scale fishermen. Their boats not big, one boat, one man, one hook to catch one fish.
Wow.
So it's very traditional way. We have a good story. We're not only selling tuna as a protein, but we're also selling the story behind it.
Right, storytelling.
Yes, it is.
What is the production process actually like? Could you take us through it, Robert, in the waters?
Yes. So, because the fishing ground is very near,
Yes.
the fishermen using only small boat, one man.
Okay.
They go in the early morning, come back in the same day. So it's a one-day fishing trip. We get very fresh quality of the fish, and the fish bring to our factory. We clean the fish, process the fish. We freezing the fish for the frozen product. Then we export the product,
Okay.
and we cut into more small portion for people to easy to consume. Like now most people didn't know how to clean a fish, correct?
Right.
It's easier for them to just open the bag and cook the fish. So now we have this kind of product in the local market here, domestic Indonesia, for people that want to eat healthy food but doesn't have enough time to prepare it. This product is easy and fast too.
Okay, this explains why, because I used to, for years I was eating always salmon. There's always salmon for me.
Right.
But only in the last few years, my wife loved tuna and she put me onto tuna, and now I prefer tuna. Only because, and now I understand why. It just seems more fresh all the time. And I guess that's the reason why, because we're so close to it,
Yeah.
and it can immediately go from the waters literally to our table in a much shorter time. Right. So moving on back to Thilma, according to the Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries, Indonesia's production actually accounts, we mentioned, 15% of the global total. So how significant and vital is tuna production for the sustainability of our so-called blue economy?
Right. Okay, I think for also having worked with the government for almost 2 years now, we understand the complexity of the issues. So it's not only on the production, like it's not only on the fishing, on the fishing part, but it's also on the management. So first, if you see like the flow, first on the fishing part, you need to empower and you need to give some sort of education for like navigation, for instance, for the fishers.
So how they can be more efficient.
Yes, efficient, and also that it also includes the patrol and also their financial management. That's also one of the things that we cover in the program, giving a couple of understanding and also education for the fishers community on manage their finance.
Okay.
Because this is a business.
Yeah.
And like Pak Robert said, it's not only the business as a business, it's also like a tradition. So that means like it's very complex in the social part. And then on the fishery management side, because we need to comply, Indonesia needs to comply on the regulation of the regional fishery management office. That means tuna doesn't make only the highly migratory species, also highly political species.
Of course.
Right? So that is on the cooperation, inter-country cooperation. And then there will be also the promotion side. So it's like a 360 issue. And then this harvest strategy document, it's not only covering the ecology and also the biological data, and it's also covered now, we're working towards on the social economic part. So we need to make sure, say, then we have like an area, close area only for spawning. That means there's an impact for the fishers. What do they have to do? Like any alternative livelihood they have to do. So helping the government of kind of rolling out, mapping out all this, the details of the issue is one of our main roles. And then I think for the production itself, just seeing there's a missing link here. We are basically sitting on the highest protein source.
Gold mine,
yes,
if you will.
Yes, in Indonesia.
Yeah.
And then we still have numbers of stunting.
Right.
So that's now then we are advocating the people of Indonesia to eat more tuna. Because as you said, when we have salmon, then it's coming from Europe.
Correct.
Yeah.
So like the whole economic benefits goes to Europe.
Yeah.
And more global emissions.
Yes,
Shipping them here.
And how easy can you get salmon than tuna, right?
That's right.
So we need to make sure that we basically not only produce, but also we consume tuna for our own production. Indonesia is a very big market, and we want to make sure that we take benefits of it, not just to kind of make a market out of other countries'
Absolutely agree.
target.
Yeah. And 100 grams of skipjack tuna alone contains 28 grams of protein, guys.
Yay!
I'm a big protein guy, so there you go. I'm just letting you know that's a great source.
It's a good choice. And Thilma, you mentioned Indonesia is indeed the biggest producer actually for tuna in the world. But we're also followed by the Philippines with a production share of 7.3%, Vietnam with 6.6%, and Ecuador with 6.1%. But Indonesia still ranks just 6th in this. Is there still a stiff global competition, in your opinion?
Yes, that's true. And also one of the things I can speak on the source side, and then I think Robert can explain on the market side. But in terms of the, if you see, like you definitely read on the news, like this big tuna can say like $1,000 in Japan.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because they know how to manage it. Like the fishers know, they have this education, they have the standards. I think the ministry has been trying to do like the education of the standards, but then it's not, the compliance rate is really low.
Right.
Because they are really small scale fisheries.
Right.
So the whole infrastructure need to be there. The cold storage need to be there, and also not only the knowledge, it's also making sure that the fresh tuna coming out from the water can be preserved. The quality can be preserved until to the table. So that is like, I think, one of the reasoning that we need to also comply on the standards, international standards, to get into the international market.
And how about you, Robert, in regards to this situation, how we could actually improve our ranking in regards to exports? What can we do?
Yes, currently Indonesia mostly they export the raw material product, whole fish, not processed or added value.
Oh,
Mostly.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons. With the added value product, with the certified product, you can have a better demand, better selling price also, higher price of course.
And when we're talking like certified products, we're talking,
the
this
one
would
right
be
here.
an example of some of them, right? Correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more in regards to the certification. We know that it's inevitable when it comes to production. How can certification impact the economy, especially in tuna production?
With the certification product, we can ensure that our product fish tuna is come from the responsible sourcing.
Okay.
And make sure there's a low impact on the environmental, and also we make sure the population of the tuna also secure for the long term
No
future
overfishing.
generation of overfishing.
Right.
By doing that, also we can make sure that secure the job of our fishermen, and also we make sure that everything we do is safe and sustainable for the future.
Right, so it's social and environmental
Absolutely.
impact. Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, World Tuna Day, we had Hardik Nas earlier. Today is World Tuna Day as well. From both of you, what are your hopes in the future for the tuna industry? I'll start with Robert, perhaps.
I hope other industry also starting to go to the certification product, because current trend is more people interest on the sustainable product.
Correct.
They care about what happened in the future for the next generation. And now in Indonesia is available this product. This is the first one in the domestic market with the eco-label MSC certified product. By buying this tuna product, you can also support, protect our ocean and help the local community fishermen in Indonesia.
Okay, well said. How about you, Thilma? What are your
Well,
hopes?
I think it's quite clear. Just eat more tuna,
Yes.
locally sourced, and then please protect the ecosystem of tuna.
Yeah.
And do not trash your, your garbage out to the ocean, because that's where our food coming from.
That's right.
So yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Well said.
Well
you
said.
you.
Thank you so much, Thilma. Thank you, Robert, for that very insightful talk and discussion. And happy World Tuna Day.
Happy World Tuna Day.
All right, folks, and on that note, we'll be taking a break. But right after, we will have more updates and insights just for you. Don't go anywhere just yet. Stay with us.